Welcome back, everybody. I'm Jade Monkey. We're back here in DayZ 1.09, and we are talking about best base locations. And today we're just going over one base location on the default map Chernarus, and this pertains to everybody for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. This mostly focuses on official, although you could use this on community or even modded servers, depending on where you want to go. So here's the rundown, and this is primarily focused again for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox players, and again the official experience. But this is one of the locations that we've used quite often in Chernarus for a myriad of reasons. So here is the gist of it. Okay, let me just show you where this is at. This is in Cherno Industrial. Just kind of give you a backup here. Let me show you on the map. Cherno Industrial, and again, this is the default map everybody plays on. If you're looking at the main map here, you can see that it kind of goes down here, and it's at the bottom. It's the southern end. We have Electro here, and then if we zoom in a little bit, if you follow the coastline, there's Cherno Industrial, and then right in here, wait, do I have this right? Yes, it's right. Is it right there? It's like right. All these yellow lines here are messing me up. Oh, there's railroad tracks. Okay, yeah. We're right here. Beep. This guy. Is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay, railroad tracks, yes. We're right here on the map, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom that back out. Took me a second to figure that out. And this one's great. Now, this is a bit more like intermediate to maybe more advanced. Now, you can do this solo or you can do this in a group, but just know that a base like this is going to draw lots of attention. It's also close to the transfer zone. Let me go ahead and show you what that looks like here. The transfer zone, I'm going to go ahead and trace it with a hand here. If you were to follow the shoreline like this, if you were to go inland a few kilometers, the transfer zone is right up here. So just know that freshies and transfer zone people could potentially reach you fairly quickly. So once people know your location, it can be sprung on with relative ease. So just know that. So low key is the strong suit of this particular base, and you probably don't even know where it is yet, right? So if you're looking at this warehouse, go ahead and open this up. Bam. Now with 1.09, there are now, again, typically we're on console, but today we're on PC just because this is the only place we can access 1.09 currently. If you look now, lockpicks now have a durability that will get worn down with both locking and unlocking things. So you can see this one's worn. The reason why this is cool now, I mean, it has been in the past, but it's even more usable now, is when a server restarts this door, if you, in previous versions, when the doors, or I'm sorry, when the server would restart, which is about every 12 hours on official, these doors would automatically be open in the open position like this, no matter if you lock them or not. Now, supposedly, and again, we haven't had a chance to test this on official, if the doors are closed and the server restarts, the doors will remain closed based off of what you did to them last. And also, the locking of doors should also maintain as well. So if this door is locked and it's closed, it should stay closed after a server restart. It seems weird, but I'm telling you, if you're playing on official and you're trying to lock down a location, let's say you have cars, which has happened to us, you literally have to make sure somebody's here to babysit the restart, or somebody can just gank your stuff because it would just be open. So now you don't have to do that because they all stick. And also there's durability to the lockpick. And as far as I know, there is no way to fix or repair the lockpicks. You can't do it with a weapon repair kit, epoxy, you cannot do it with electrical kit, you cannot do it with duct tape. Once it burns, it burns. So another good reason to have this location. Now, this looks a little intimidating if you're a solo player, but I assure you this is very accessible as we have many planks in the area. Let me see if we can find one here. There's almost always one over here, but wouldn't you know it, the first time I'm showing you guys this, I can't see some. Well, there is at least a plank that spawns here, a plank pile, which gives you access to a lot of planks, like right here. Also, there is another plank pile that spawns over here under this canopy, giving you more access to planks itself. But moreover, if you look over here, we have trees for the logs. And also, this whole area here, this industrial, these plank piles, obviously this darker brown, but these lighter brown areas, these garages, these are all potential locations for tools and for nails. So this place is just super easy to get up on your feet. Now, we typically use this as a springboard, this location. And I'm just trying to find another plank pile, but I think it's kind of a lost cause. Let's go back. Typically, we use this area as a springboard. It's good because it's low key. You can close the door and most people won't know it's here. Freshies will just kind of walk on by, and if they do open it, you would have a lock here, and they would be faced with a pretty formidable resistance in the front end. So check this out. Normally you'd have a lock here, but you can configure this doorway in many different ways. You can have another watchtower here, just creating a clear pass-through so you can bring things in like vehicles. You can have multiple door locks, creating an airlock. This elevated position helps you shoot back down on people that are potentially door camping you. And also, if you have two watchtowers and you have a pass-through on the bottom, it's very important because it also helps stop grenades that are being tossed in. Another big key feature. One of the things you do need to look out for are people camping up high. So you can still hide from them down here. This is definitely a good place to start, like I said. And springboard, and it doubles as a garage too, but let's go ahead and move inward here. Typically you would start this base location like so. Let me go ahead and show you. It would be this gate right here. You can do it on the cheap if you have pliers. Again, pliers can be found here in the industrial zone. They're very tiny. Let me go ahead and drop those on the ground so you can see what they look like. Lots of people have asked me in the past, how do you find pliers? I mean, look at that. That's so hard to see. You know, see how tiny that is? Most people ask me, hey, where are they at? Most people walk over them. So just keep that in mind. So pliers, wood, planks, nails, a hammer of sorts, and a shovel and or pick can get you started on this gate. And you also need a combination lock. Now, a quick note on combination locks. Make sure you're using the 4 combination lock and not the 3. The 3 is easy to just guess and brute force. We've seen it on Xbox, we've seen it on PlayStation, we've seen it on PC. Do not use it even in the Straits of Dire. Well, I guess if you really needed to, you could, but really don't. People can guess that fairly easily. So yeah, if you can't afford the gate right away, you can find, let me go ahead and show you back out here on the map, these shipping containers right here also have a good probability to drop a lockpick right out here, and the base is located right here. So if you kind of shop this and check the loot zones, you can probably find a lockpick. And if you do, and you don't have the supplies for this gate, then you can start off the base by coming way back here and just locking these doorways like so. Oops, let me go ahead and bust that out. So, and you've got airlocks, built-in airlocks, more or less. Boom, locked. And then you can create storage containers on the cheap, stick them here in the bathroom, and lock them off. And again, I want to just put this out there as a caveat right now. Your best gear should always be muled on your actual characters. Now, PlayStation 4 and Xbox people have what's called family accounts. And basically, if you've bought the game or own the game and you've got the online service, you don't have to buy it again. And you can create additional accounts that piggyback on top of the main, you know, thus being a family account. So a lot of times you'll see us mule really high-end stuff like Lars and, you know, good magazines, good ammo and stuff on our alternates. I would highly suggest doing that, and your really good stuff to maybe, not maybe, you should go out into the outskirts and use stashes and shovels on console, as, you know, there's no way for hackers to see your stashes there, because that's how consoles work. We don't have to deal with that kind of stuff. And I would say, I guess with PC players, mule as much as you can on alternate characters whenever you can. Just to keep people out of reach. Now, as this thing starts to expand and you have more items, more building materials, which again is super easy here, you can build outward from here. So you've got your first gate, and then you can do this next airlock. And again, you can do this in all-in-one session fairly easily. This section here consists of 3 gates, or I should say 3 fence kits. One here. This is actually the platform that's a bit more on resources, so you might not want to do that right away. You can even do a wall here to block this off. And if you're really on the cheap, you can just do the lower frame and the lower wooden wall to keep things kind of on the cheap until you can afford the rest. When you can afford it, having this step up here to shoot back in the stairwell is also very nice, and also to the main doorway. Bam, bam. And having a gate here is nice because you can block this doorway, creating an airlock for this particular section as well, while you're putting on combination locks. Very important. Now, the reason why we set this inward and not by the staircase is because this is a point of entry if you are getting started. And again, everything's so expensive, you want to take things in small bite-sized chunks. But when you do get a chance, make sure you make a fence kit and block these guys off, especially with barbed wire. This window here and this window over here. And also please note that players up high on this silo can shoot down on you. So creating cover for your teammates, it's important. So, and for you. All right, let's go back downstairs. And again, we've used this many times to springboard on a server. We'll get enough car parts, we'll get tents, we'll start stockpiling more planks. And then once we have a vehicle and those car parts, and we have a constructed vehicle rather, we can bring it in here and then stage things, come back from a mission, unload it, go back out into the wild, stuff like that. And even placing tents like this is quite viable in here. You can do the party tents, you can do these large tents. It's all really nice. Oops, I have to crouch, don't I? Yes. So yes, it's got a lot of surface area. You can do a lot of exchanging here. You can park the vehicles back here. As far as I know, at least in 108, these vehicles do persist. We do keep them out here in the open, like in these slats here. We try not to park them under this scaffolding too much. We did see some weirdness with that as we were playing 108. We'll see how good or bad 109 is. We haven't had a chance to test it on server restarts. That's typically where you see vehicle problems, storing them indoors. But it's looking, knock on wood, pretty stable right now. So we'll see how that persists through 109. But I think with the major changes, the lockpicks taking durability, weapons and certain things not being able to be repaired by repair kits, and or the duct tape, it also makes raiding even more difficult, which is great. I think we've needed that for a very long time. So yeah, this is our one of our best base locations for official on Chernarus for all platforms, PC, PlayStation, and Xbox One. So hopefully you find this useful, helpful. If you did, be sure to drop a like on the video and check us out on either a live stream or video. We'll be playing this quite often over on Xbox and PlayStation 4 servers, official servers, I should say. And yeah, hopefully we'll see y'all there. All right, we'll see you in the next best base locations video. Peace out. Should we just go crazy with the deagle or what? Or how about the M4? Let's go with the M4. You gotta love it. Okay, let's get back inside.